न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोश न वाक्पाणिपादम् न चोपस्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् रूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखम् न मन्त्रो न तीर्थम्
Om. Namaste, welcome everyone today to Satsang here at Montesaja. And also a very big welcome to all the friends who are joining us via broadcasting in order to experience Satsang in the same time as we are here in Portugal. So very welcome to everyone. And yes, okay. Come.
So I think tomorrow I'm leaving. I never really quite know anymore exactly what I'm doing.
That's truthful. Not many people admit that, but it's good. Mm.
There's just a lot of love, just moving, just flowing. And I feel like I'm vibrating right now. And it's for you, and so many beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people that I've met here.
Yes.
And I mean, it's like so many of you have become like a family to me. You know, quite literally. It feels like I'm home here. Yes. Not even just in Montesahaja, but this whole area of Portugal. It's I'm leaving, but I'm not going home. It feels like I'm leaving home and going somewhere new, to be honest, because where I'm going back to feels like it's completely new. Like there's this freshness to it, this new life to it. Yes. It's so exciting.
Yes.
Yes.
Why is that, Because something inside has been renewed.
Yes.
Something inside has been renewed, refreshed, rebooted. And so even though outwardly much may seem to be the same, but they're being seen and experienced from a new center, from a new place of ever freshness within your own self. And this is life, actually, at its most truthful. It has to be fresh and spontaneous, and not carrying old ideas from the past and projecting them onto the present or future or something, but meeting it almost in a state of emptiness. In the beginning, it takes courage to be empty, because the mind is a bit afraid of emptiness. It paints all kind of terrible threats about being empty, and label it as being, irresponsible or foolish or dropping out or giving up on life and all of this type of thing. But the real emptiness is really the highest state. Why I say this? Because states are usually lived from a place of personhood. A person gets into different states. But the self, the pure self, is not really a sort of state. Or you can say it is a stateless state. Other states come and go in it, but it itself doesn't come and go. And when you come to recognize it inside your own self, it's great freshness. A lot of burden drops away from you, because you realize it is not necessary to plan your life and to hold on to these ideas and projections about what your life should be. Because whatever you plan, whatever you project, it will always be some limitation, some contraction. So here we are encouraged to explore more deeply, to go beyond the surface personality, the idiosyncrasies and the judgments and conditioning into the purest place within your own self, to find that. It is so pure, it's uncreated actually. The body you can say is created. It has a life and a lifetime, a birthday, a life day, a death day also. And mind also is not stable. It is coming and going, not reliable. But something here, most truthful, is beyond all that is changeful. It is the most sublime, most pure. It is, I feel, our great privilege in life to come close to and to discover this. For without it, we do struggle and with ill-conceived notions about ourselves. But to discover the pure, that within yourself, can you imagine? Something here has never been impure. It has never been tarnished. It has never been dirtied by anything. It's beyond the reach of what is pollutable. And here you don't have to merely believe this. We have a way of helping you to explore and to discover this directly in such a way that it's felt as your own truth. It is from here you are speaking also, to say, now I can move from here. But I cannot move from here. But I can move from this center of Mantasahasha. I can move from Portugal. I can move all about physically. By the body I can go. And also by the mind I can go. But there's some place from which I cannot separate. In this place, the Holy One dwells there. Our meetings here, our purpose here also, in this country, in this place, is to discover this for yourself. Not as philosophy or spiritual philosophy or any sort of spiritual trips, but as your own innate truth. So when one comes and speaks like that, it's very refreshing. But most people were not used to it, because they will ask you, what are your plans? What are you going to do in the next 2-3 years? You see, like this. And if you say, well, I'm not concerned about 2 or 3 years, I'm here now, there's a blah. What have you studied for? What have you, what are you here doing? What is your purpose? And so on. And they will not leave you alone. Sometimes you have to tell little lies just to get people off your back. But not everyone tell lies about it. Some are very, not that you are. Why you say lies? Because sometimes even when you speak the truth, people will not accept. They're not able to really see from that place. And it's truthful. And we are not here to demonstrate, some high place. Because easily that can again come back into a space of ego. You see. But simply when you are in your stillness and your inner silence, the words are given to you that are appropriate to the person and the moment that you speak. Because there's no use speaking even the highest truth to someone who was not able to grasp it at that moment. It is completely wasted. So the one who is aware, somehow, without preparing even, can meet many beings and meet them at the right place, each one, without study, because they are one with life in all its varied expressions. They become like that. Here we are not so much teaching about these things. The teaching, learning, it may happen, but it is not our emphasis. The emphasis is on discovering. many beings here are some way inside their own discovering. Others very new, maybe this may sound some distant, strange thing to them. But at whatever point in your life, in any existence of yours, you will come to this point. To find out who or what is your true nature. Not just what we've been conditioned to believe, but to go deep into the very heart of this existence and to find your true being. So, sometimes we have also this love that you can perceive radiating from you. But it has to also not just be only love. It must also be wisdom too. We can have great love, but that true and complete love must also have wisdom. With wisdom and love, there's no need to plan anything. The fruits from your tree are always ripe. Very good.
Yeah, I love you so much.
I love you too.
And I'll just say I love everybody who I've met here.
Yes.
And even some people watching right now, I love you too. And so you're not here right now, but I love you.
It is true what he speaks. I am so happy, you see. You will find also one from here. You will love people you have not met also. When you meet them, you will be able to relate to them, because only the person needs to know you and to check you out and to see if, somehow you go together, and then somehow, yeah, okay, I like you, and then maybe later I love you. But the one who is free, they know that inside each body is the Supreme. And that is what they love. So they love everyone. They love you, not personally, not just personally, but they love that in you, which gives light to the world, which gives life to life, and which is life. They love that, So, and it's not have to be dry. There is such thing, I sometimes use the term like an impersonal intimacy. And it doesn't seem to go together, no? But it means an intimacy which doesn't require to approve of you personally. Just by the fact you exist is enough. You're part of this great play of life. You are the life itself. Yes, you're a child of God. So there's nothing more. I don't have to interview you. But for discovering the truth, they will serve the one who has a burning inside them to discover truth. The others maybe not. They will love you. You may be in love with your own ego. They will still love you, but they won't get so entangled with you because you're not ready yet to explore more deeply. But they'll be drawn to those who have a deep yearning for self-realization. They will serve them. You'll have a natural love to serve those beings.
I'd just like to say that I really don't feel like just thank you is enough. And so I'd like nothing more than to give you my heart and leave that here instead. and leave it at your feet,
Yeah.
and leave it in your eyes. And
The heart you leave here at my
Yes.
feet, you will take everywhere with you.
yes,
It's funny thing to say like that. People think, what is he talking about? No, it is the most powerful expression to say something like that. I leave my heart here. Such a one is so pure. It's so pure. The one who is strongly identified with the body will be afraid. They don't want to give anything. They'll give you only when they say, when I trust you, I give you. But such a one who puts their own life, their own heart, not willy-nilly, but because it has been touched in such a powerful place and in such a powerful way. And what makes you say something like that? Only grace can do it. Only grace can do that. So anywhere you go, you are fine. Anywhere you go, you are fine, in fact. Very good. But you will come back as well too, no?
yes, definitely. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, very good. Good. Thank you. Thank you.
I've been gone for a week, and it's been okay. Not really great, not really bad, but something really, since I've been back yesterday evening, I really saw something that I wasn't here before so much. Really willing. I spoke to you before that I wasn't willing to step into the fire. I was stepping around it, and something was scared. Yesterday evening, something really broke and said, yes, I am willing to step into the fire, and I am here for truth, and whatever that means. And it's burning, and it's there's fear, but it's not important anymore. And there's shaking in the body, and I don't like to get up, and I just want to get up for this because it feels very true. And if I don't, and if I keep sitting, it's just letting it pass away again, unnoticed, and it's the most important thing is this.
Yes. I know how it's been for you. That a little bit shy to stand up in front of people and so on, and how the mind somehow is hiding, and appearing as though it is your friend or something like that. Maybe you know already it's not your friend, not yet. It's been somehow like that, some fear to come close, fear of something. And we try to talk you into looking at it. Let's look at it and see what it's about. We did some of that also. But still it doesn't go away. Something is always trying to somehow turn your attention to something else.
It's like, I feel like a prisoner.
You feel like a prisoner.
And it's just, it's been so strong in certain situations because so many people, it's very strong. When it's less people, it's not so, it's okay. And I see a strength within myself. I see the truth. It's the most important thing, and it has been for a while. But something It doesn't let me come forward. And I've let it not let me meet you. And I'm wasting this chance, I see.
Yes. There is a door inside you. Behind this door is infinite space. And it is as though you never visit this room. You're not allowed to go to this room, the room of your own self. You can live in the bedroom at the front and decorate it nicely, and you live in this bedroom where you are you, and shy and discreet and apologetic and nice. But you know there's something more than this. It's powerfully something more than that. And being in a place like this is inviting you, come in, come in. This space behind your room, this door, it is not a room there. But you come in because all this is you. All this is you. Your person is also you, but it is very, very very limited to come inside. Let's look together. Let's take a step together. If you're afraid to come alone, like this. You see? And once you had felt a little taste of that, then you began to be very impatient about tolerating your little room. Something was feeling, you were seeing the size and the squeeze of your little room. In a way, it is a bit like that. And yet, to open this door feels like fear. You would like a little keyhole to look through at the great space inside, but with the safety of your little room behind you. But this is only a kind of dream, a kind of imagining. Because in truth, you're all of it. You're all of it. But in the waking state of your life, you must use that waking state to discover this actually. Not theoretically, not intellectually, not only as a belief, but experientially. You must find it and move in the space of your fuller being. This is what it is. So now something is feeling, yes, I'm ready. I'm burning, you see. It is like somehow the notion of living in a little bubble inside the ocean. And this bubble is your room. It's a very nice little bubble. Your little submarine. And the bubble is afraid, don't burst me. Because I'll vanish into all of this. And sometimes it comes close to another bubble and it says, that was a near-death experience. I almost merged in the ocean there. Whoa. So something can feel like that. And it might seem kind to keep off all the other bubbles from you. But one day, something sharp is coming. It feels like that. It's called Satsang. No. And yes. Like that. What happened? You find yourself that the fear was just in your mind, and that all this you've been denying yourself because you're afraid that you were going to lose the comfort of your little room. Little room means my own privacy, my own sense of personal existence and so on. You find in the big space, there's also little room can be there, but you will not want to go back to this room so much. And not only do you discover the big space, live in the big space, but you are also the big space. So is that the thing you're saying? I'm ready for this, or?
I have to say it's so funny because I talked to you yesterday evening already, and it was so clear and it was so beautiful. And then I'm sitting here and my mind starts to come in and take over, and then it just doesn't come out the way.
How does the mind take over? Please demonstrate. Let us see. How does mind take over? Well, let's slow it down frame by frame so we really see how the takeover happened. You see, you're here, and the mind is coming. And how is going to take over in that way?
It starts to write the script of how it's going to be the conversation. Like I I don't know how to say it, but like I already think of what I'm going to say, how it's going to be, what you're going to, it's the whole thing.
And why do you do this?
It's a safety.
Safety.
It's just that I've done this as far as I remember, and I see it happening, and it doesn't feel good.
So you write my words and everything into a script, okay.
Not so deep, it's like some creativity.
So you must enjoy a little bit, no?
I don't know. Sometimes more, sometimes less.
Okay.
Like yesterday, it was beautiful, our conversation.
The conversation we had.
Yes.
Where I was not present.
I was like,
I'd like to hear what I said, actually.
I was like, please be aware of this conversation somewhere. And it wasn't even so much what you were saying, but you were listening to me, and I was just very clear.
And today, right now,
I just feel the clarity fell away, like the fear came strong, and then the clarity. Well, now it's getting more clear again, after some time spending here.
But tell me how the fear takes over. We want to see how. Because that's something that comes up for you from time to time, of feeling overwhelmed by fear, and then somehow shrinking into a little space and wait for the fear to go and then coming back out again.
Thank you for your patience, first of all. And it's physical. It's trembling in the body.
Is troubling or trembling?
Trembling.
Trembling. So trembling is in the body. But you're aware of this trembling in the body, isn't it? The trembling is, and there's an awareness of the trembling. But the awareness is not trembling.
I've been hearing your pointing for a long time now, very intensely, because I've been around you for a year now. It's been a year. I don't want to go there. Like what's been happening until now is that I step away when you point. That's the one thing you keep pointing to. And I told you last time we spoke shortly that something just shoots away from it. It doesn't really want to go there.
There's something that shoots away from it. Is that you?
It doesn't even exist. It's a thought. I see this.
Okay, so you're still here. When something, as I begin to point and zoom in to look at what it is, this fear that creates a sense of crisis in you, as we begin to look, something goes and it's gone.
Attention.
Okay. Attention.
Attention gets diverted to something.
Okay. Let's pay attention to attention. Okay. Well, so attention just goes. I'm not having any of this. It's gone. Okay. But you are aware that the attention went. Isn't it?
But sometimes it feels you go with it.
Sometimes it feels like?
Sometimes it feels you go with it.
That you go with it.
Yeah, that somehow it's connected with you when the tension goes, that you're just in that moment just for a while until you pull back and again, like, that's what happened.
So let's keep it in this moment. Let's keep it in this moment. Okay? And so now we're talking, and then somehow it's like the attention begins to wobble, and and you're aware of the wobbling, and it starts to go out, like it wants to go out. And you feel you also are go out. Why? Because attention is one of your most powerful tools. So it is so intimate that when the attention goes to the right, you say, I went to the right. But that is not completely true, because something is here to watch the attention go to the right. And this is the most significant thing that's worth looking at right now. That something is here that did not go to the right. It watches something go to the right or to the left, but it's here to report, my attention is going out. I seem to want to go there. Yeah, but you who are talking is right here. And it's very important that you acknowledge this thing.
Intellectually, I've there's nowhere to go. I understand. I really understand where there's no left or right.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't make any sense even.
Yes.
But I have this sense with me that it's very heady. It stays. The understanding stays very much in up in a safe.
So the understanding,
base, but doesn't
although
settle.
it's here, it's still up in the head.
Yes.
Yes. But something watches that. Now something was going to the right and to the left, and now, but something stays. Yeah. But the something stays is a bit heady. It's to the head. Okay? So there's awareness of something going up to the head. Okay? That awareness itself has not moved.
There's no up.
There is no up. Okay.
It's the same.
Yeah.
There's no left or right or up.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what happens.
So is the mind saying this now? Is it the mind is saying this now? Yeah, there's no up, there's no left, there's no right.
This is what I feel. It's very like I get it intellectually. Like I get it what you're saying. It's not true.
Right.
But something's not settling fully.
Okay. The one who says, I get it intellectually is who? Let's slow down. The one who says, I get it, but only intellectually. You see? Yeah. Try and identify this one. I get it, but it's not settling down. Okay? Whose voice is this speaking?
I was just thinking that's my voice.
That's your voice.
My voice.
Gotcha. So how do you recognize it's your voice? You must be listening, like you play the tape. We're playing a tape, and someone's going, la, 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 la. Is that you? No, no, no. La, la, la. No, that's not me. La, la. That's me. Okay? So something, that's my voice. Okay? So something says, that's my voice. But that which recognizes, that's my voice. Okay? What is that? It's not the voice in that moment. It's just somehow an awareness of the voice. The awareness is all the time just here. Nobody can make a photograph of awareness. Nobody can paint a picture of awareness.
I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see awareness. I'm trying to see awareness. I'm trying to catch it.
You who are trying to see awareness is itself an image appearing in awareness. You who are trying to catch awareness is an image being perceived in and by awareness. You believe too much in the images, you know. Oh, I feel so terrible. I think I'm gonna. It's just a thought. It's just a thought with a lot of belief, a lot of identity, and so it is like you believe it into existence. I'm taking this thought, you know. I'm being overwhelmed. I'm being overwhelmed. Who's watching that movie of overwhelmingness? Did you survive the overwhelm? Yes. And the thing that overwhelmed you, where is it now? Celebrating somewhere?
Yes.
Yes?
No.
But you survived somehow.
It's gone.
Yeah. None of that is true. It's all, imagine it, we all make it up. We make it up, 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 make it up. And believe, and and then it's gone. And when it goes, you don't remind yourself, but wait a minute, it cannot have been real because it's gone, I'm still here. Perhaps one day we get too tired of it. We get tired of this game. I'm overwhelmed by my mind game. Now I'm going to stand up for the truth. Game. Where is truth until you discover it? I mean, we can agree we didn't make it up. Where is it, or where has it been until you discover it? Where has love been? Where is love until you discover it? Where is your freedom before you found it? There is a kind of belief. It's one of perhaps the strong games of the mind, somehow. And it's not spectacular. It seems very ordinary. And the game is called I don't believe. I just don't get it. The mind makes a game. So I just don't get it. Okay? And everybody believes it. Or, I feel nothing. I feel nothing. Who else doesn't feel, who else feels nothing? Yeah, I feel nothing. In other words, it's up to you to convince me to feel something. Okay? Because many people, they come and they have been looked also through the process of inquiry, which is very simple actually. It is very simple way. And I've tasted the fruit of that inquiry. They've seen, wow, this, yes, yes, okay? So they know, this is it, but I can't say anything about it. It's just, so what are you going to do about your mind? I don't have to do anything about my mind. It's not even my mind. Like this they come, okay? And after this, I hear people still coming, and they still want to be reminded. Oh, they want to be reminded of the truth. So why you have to be reminded of the truth? You know the truth, but something is too lazy to spend a little time when the mind comes up and to sit and clarify that, come on, that's nonsense. Foop, 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 finish. And to keep doing this until all that disappears. Yeah? The people want me to do it for you, like some magic powder. But you know what truth is. You know it. That is not something that you believe in. You cannot just believe in the truth. You must discover and be the truth.
I know that you can't do it for me. That's something which has been very strong also yesterday. It's like it's for me to do, not do, but it's for me to make that step.
Yeah.
And
what is the step?
Stop this belief.
Huh?
To stop this belief in this game. To look
inward. No, you don't have to stop it. Maybe you can't stop it. You've been playing so long, you can't just stop it. Like, stop it! Huh? I don't know how. Look, it's still going. Look, 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 look. I can't stop it. You don't need to stop it. Something more simple than this. You only need to be clear that you are watching it. You're watching it, okay? It will finish, but you will not finish. It will finish, that movement will finish, and you will observe that it's finished. And this movement cannot be you.
And I see that. It's not like I haven't seen this in all this time. It's not like I've been only in this. But there's a lack of confidence to present it. There's not a strong confidence behind if this is right, if I'm seeing correctly or not.
Mm-hmm.
There's been awakenings, very strong awakenings even.
Yes. In the moment of seeing something in truth, do you need confidence? To see something, it is true or not true. You see it. Yes, I saw it. It's true. Do you need confidence?
What now?
I don't know. Maybe there's still there's a sort of a dullness energy. In that dullness energy, I just want you to be aware of it and stop claiming it and stop identifying with this energy. Because this dullness energy has nothing to offer. But it's something that we can easily get accustomed to. It's just a dullness. Okay? We don't even have to call it dullness. You don't have to call it anything. But you know it's not you. What tends to happen is that there's a tendency to keep thinking, yes, this is me. I just don't feel that. I don't feel anything today. Rather than just seeing, but it's just a sensation. It's just sensation. I am the witness of it. Just be the witness of it. There's something very pure about this. There's nothing to do. Simply just recognize I'm witnessing this and be one with the witnessing. And stop answering what that is. Simply be the witness of it. The space in which it appears and is being perceived. Just this. That will soon pass. Another actor will go on the stage following this one. And you don't have to be writing scores or writing some kind of critic of what comes. Soon you get used to this, and this lazy, stagnant, tamasic state of the mind, it will not trouble you anymore. It will just not trouble you. So many things you have transcended already. Even without effort, so many things don't interest you anymore. You don't have to keep them. You don't even have to remember them. Yesterday, they say, yesterday is gone. Can you go and bring back anything from yesterday? Any of your thoughts or feelings? Go back yesterday and bring something back into this present moment? You cannot do it. The best you can do is with a tool called memory. You can try to, bring it in some form, but it's already stale. It has no power. That is the nature of all things. But there's something that is always fresh here. It's your real life. That is always fresh. The life which is not fresh is the life in the mind thinking how things used to be and all of this. This is stale. And then if you give too much energy to this, you'll find that you move in a kind of stale energy field. You just go around just feeling stale, basically. And no one wants to be near you also, because they have their own staleness. They don't want yours as well. Okay? And so it can be like that. You know? And yet, this tremendous brightness is in you. This beautiful power is in you. This wonderful peace is in you. Unrecognized. What can block it? And the answer is in here today. The answer is right here. The answer is right here. You know? It's right here. If you care to find out. But sometimes mind come and then you mistrust this. To mistrust it. And you trust the thing which is suffocating your spontaneity. But the thing that sets you free, you mistrust.
I don't feel I can say anything, and I want you to know I'm not backing down. I'm not going to back down. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know. I'm here.
Good. Come and sit at the front.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Good. Okay. Thank you. One moment, you come. Yeah. You put your hand up before? Okay, come. Yeah, you come.
Hi.
Hi.
I've really been having this urge to come for about 2 weeks now.
Yes.
But because I felt I didn't finish something the first time. I was just so caught by fear and by touch and by the happening. And in a way, I don't know if it's really, if it's a question, because when we're in this space, there's no questions. But I've been having this something in this bubble needs something sharp. It feels like there's something to be highlighted. And the thing is that my sort of editor that I have is silent, so I'm not sure what the fear is. I can't see my own veil, but I can really clearly feel it. So when you've been throwing your cocktails out, I can feel that I'm not getting drunk. Or I'm not, it's not by, it's like there's a distance to, and also the love that I have for you, I've been having the same experience with that. It's like there's something there that you can't reach me, or that I can't reach you. And I have moments when I know it's all just not true. But now this really burn is back to just step up.
It's you who have to come. I don't have to go. You must do the work.
Yeah.
You see? It's not I must do the work. Somehow you must come. If you want something, you are starving someplace.
Yeah.
And I've got a pot of soup on the fire over there, cooking my soup. You're starving, and you're over there going, Oh. I say, well, when she wants to go and have a shower, she walks. So if she's hungry, she can walk. So now you walk. Come for your soup. You can't be saying, yes, like something here doesn't really. There's a veil, but I don't feel something. Come and get me. He said, no, you come.
Well, I'm standing here. That's a step forward to the soup. I feel.
Okay, so you say that you cannot see the veil, but you can feel the veil.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you keep walking until the veil go ping, you can't pass. You come until the veil go, you can't pass. In whatever way you come. You said, I can't see the veil, but I can feel it. And it does what? What does the veil do?
It's just I don't know. It feels like a distance or a resistance or something that, because when you say a lot of times that the mind is so fear that it will vanish and I won't be a person anymore, and I can't feel that.
Okay.
But still, it's like but still, there's something there's just something. If it's just a perceivance that's like I have something that I'm hiding for myself, and I just I don't want to hide anything. I just want to see the real. If I sound so silly.
You cannot see the real. You cannot see the real. You can only be that. You cannot see it. Only the real can see the real. The false cannot see the real. The false see false and imagines the real. Only the real can see the real. Because these things are some thoughts, we are believing in some thoughts, and they've worked completely well at creating some stagnant position in you. There's nothing, I don't see anything. What is there? There's nothing. There's a veil. It depends what the veil is for. If a veil is a curtain to say, don't go into this room, it's got private in it, I don't have to go in the room. What kind of veil is it? The veil is saying what? What is the sticker on the veil? Private, don't enter. There's no room for two in here. What is the veil saying? Why we should respect this veil?
I don't.
So why are we talking about veil? I am not interested in veil. You're not interested in veil. Why are we talking about veil?
We can change subject if you want.
Yes.
Well, it's hard to get out of this one.
You're trying to work out how you get out of this one.
I actually just want to get into this one.
Oh. Well, there's no trouble on this side. And how you get out of that one, I don't see you in it. If you feel you're in it, then you have to get out of it. But if you're not in it, you don't have to get out of it. Things can be simple like that. Life can be very simple. Life can be very simple, or it can be very complex,
Well, I guess the bottom line of this has been some sort of. I feel this cooking is too slow of the personhood. The person is vomiting.
Go one step beyond bottom
Yes,
line, no?
yeah. Then
Past bottom line.
Then there's no one.
I like this place. Wherever there's somebody, always some trouble is there, Some veil, some distance, some distraction, something is there. When there's nobody, what's the problem? Who understands this? I am encouraged.
But,
My God.
But then again, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Celebrating our non-existence, basically. I feel this is the only real place to be in such a moment. To confirm how wonderful life is when the ego is not holding the steering wheel. Or imagining that it is holding the steering wheel.
I feel so much more relaxed.
Huh?
Yeah, I feel so much more relaxed.
Yes. Me too. You're really getting to me there a little bit. Maybe more people, more human beings should be asking this question. Well, what are we doing here then? If we can name a few things, what are we doing here then? If what? Come tell me some ifs.
Well, I've been asking that question to myself many times actually, because when you give your replies and we just realize that it's nothing,
Yeah.
then it all feels so silly sitting there.
But this is the one thing that nobody can accept and understand, because you use the word nothing, and the mind that seems to belong to a person does not know how to process this response.
No.
Thank you very much. Yeah, nothing? What? Nothing? No, don't compute. Self-destruct. It doesn't compute. So either it is an answer which has become a kind of spiritual cliche, and so we all accept, or nothing, or we're the ones who are afraid of nothing, or not afraid of anything, or whatever. And a lot of people goes, what is this nothing business they're talking about? How can you have nothing, or nothing, and be happy? I mean, what are you happy about? Nothing. You see, and I have a sense that I have to try and explain this. Because it is true, because those who don't really get this nothing thing, we're not the nothing sect or something. Mm-hmm. So I have to understand, what does he mean by nothing? What do you mean by nothing? Is anybody here who is confused by this nothing thing? Thank you. Somebody here, nothing. See, yeah, want to know, and I understand that. I have a space for this, because it is easy to misunderstand. You hear people laughing about it's all nothing, but in fact, I don't even know if I can explain.
Just drop it.
Oh, I dropped it a long time ago. I just have to keep picking it up because of you. And okay, baby, you sit down and or it feels good.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Because sometimes the people feel that you must be feeling that, they're just joking. People they don't take life seriously, they're just joking. But it's not quite like that. Sometimes we were taking life too seriously. Just one moment, because there's two ways you can learn. For instance, learn a language or something. You can go to school and learn. No? Like now we are in Portugal, we are trying to arrange some Portuguese classes so that we can learn to speak Portuguese more. No? So you can go and study and learn. No? Or you can just be thrown right into the middle there and you stew for about 5 months and nobody to share English with, and you just learn. So not every time you have to be explained A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. You don't have to always do that. Sometimes you just throw you into some place and you come out learning something. You know something like this, no? And sometimes in the life, especially in discovering one's nature, you don't have to go to school. You're just thrown into some place and you're completely confused for a while, and then gradually you kind of come back together into a place of pure understanding. Many people are like that. We don't have no school here. We don't have any classroom. Just a meeting place. And some people are brave enough to say, I've been here for 3 months and I don't really understand what you're talking about. I say, oh, good. Come, sit down, or whatever, like this. And so it can feel like a risk. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm really happy. I wanted just to show up. And yes, just to be here and that you can, don't know, in a way that you can see me, see that I am here. Something inside me that wants you to be proud of me or recognize me, something like this.
Or?
That you recognize me. There was the day there was this Papaji video Satsang, and it really touched me in many, many ways. And there was this moment of a guy asked how to be free. And Papaji just say, grace brought you here, and now it's okay. Just sit and keep quiet. And he take this metaphor of taking a plane. And when you're in the plane, you don't need to push the plane. And I can recognize often this need of have a guarantee and kind of ask you if I am in your plane.
Well, the best seat is taken, so you're in the cockpit, actually. This trust must be there also. Trust must be there also. Papaji gave very simple advice to someone to say that grace brought you here, trust it, you know. And don't trouble your mind. And then you will see that there are moments that will come where somehow the mind feels very alive with something, and it's just the right time to look in a way, and we look together, and it will be tremendous. But if it's not arising by itself, don't force it. Don't force him. This is a way of grace. Another time it will come in a different mood, a mood to sing and or to dance. It feels like, I just need to get something out. Or it just wants to be absolutely alone. It doesn't even want the company of the ego. You know this aloneness? When not even your ego is invited. Another moment when it pays attention to nothing at all. Nothing at all gets attention. Because this is what it wants right now to be and to experience this. These are some of the varying moods of consciousness. It can be like that also. So the Master say, simply keep quiet and trust. The one who brought you here is still with you. Rumi said also, whoever brought me here must take me home. This is trust. Huh? Sometimes you might feel abandoned. You say, yeah, well, you brought me here and left me. Because sometimes it's important to feel abandoned and to try it out with your own way, and then because it is infinitely wise. So whatever it serves, it is what you need to eat right now. And sometimes it's pain. Sometimes pain is what you will eat. But don't identify with pain. Don't say this is what I am or something. Simply experience and trust in your heart. Yes.
And I will leave in 1 week. I will leave in 1 week. I hope to come back. But if you have any guidance maybe for me when I go back to family and...
I would say, like this, you now even, just do this. Just leave everything aside for one moment. Just while you're sitting here. Just leave everything. Every idea you have, every intention, everything from the past, everything that you think or believe or call yourself or something. Leave everything. You can do. Anyone can join in. Leave everything for a moment. Be totally empty of intention. We can do this actually. Just leave everything. Even your name you leave. Gender you leave. Country you leave. Family you leave. Everything leave. For 1 moment. Be completely empty. Just to see what is here. Just to see what is really here. Something that cannot be left. Leave everything, but there's something that cannot be left. Come to the thing which cannot be left. Everything else you can take aside, leave aside. Leave everything aside And then at some point you find everything is left aside, but there's something remain. But it cannot be left aside. It's just remain. Can it be described? What remain? Does it have any opinions? Does it have any intention? Like, okay, I come back next month, or I'm going to this place. Is it concerned about any of this? And if it is not concerned, why not? Why is it not concerned? Do it, and you'll be in the perfect place to answer this question. Leave everything. Because everything that you can leave aside is not original to you. It means that it developed later. Right now we can get to this. This is what is so beautiful about satsang. I'm not sending you off to do homework. Right here now. You can come to it. And please do. Let it be a real satsang, not a lecture. I am not here to lecture. I'm not here to teach even. I'm just pointing out. So do this now. Leave everything aside for now. Leave it. And be just in the place where you are. Leave it. How much time you need to do this? And see now, if you've done it, see if you are hurting. See if you are disappointed. See if you have any feelings of unworthiness. See if you're in or out. See if there's any such thing. Do you do it? Don't listen to your mind. Your mind is always talking about some past, it's creating some... No, even that also, leave them aside for now. He was not with you from the beginning. Something is here from before beginnings. Maybe you won't feel to speak about it. But leave everything and see. You see, your senses are still functioning fine. There's no need to control them. That's perfect. No problem. Your intellect is still functioning. Your sight is still clear. But the habit to project and to interpret and to judge, this will not be there. Leave everything and see. And don't stop unless you want all the other things back. If they are very important, have them back. Put them all back, all your thoughts and memories and everything. Take them all back if you want. Or you can leave it all, leave it. Continue being as you are now.
There is this strong habit to anticipate.
Yeah.
So your advice would be to do this, just drop and trust. And when the anticipation came, just dismiss it. Yeah?
Yes. Yes. Anticipation about future, you see. What's going to happen if, and now, what will I get now? So this, you see, this is an inclination or some habit. So this is not for you. No, leave it. Because that creates some agitation already, and you don't need any more agitation. You're fine without agitation. You function quite well. You see? Most natural state. Most natural state. True intelligence, in fact. Being empty, if someone throws you an apple, you will not let it hit your head. Something will just go and take it. If you're hungry, you'll eat something. If you're tired, you'll rest. Everything is moving in a natural way for you. Simple like that.
There is something that comes strong now. I need to speak about this. For some time now, I have kind of mystical experience with Islam, without being a Muslim, without having a Muslim background. Yeah, sometimes you speak about Christ, Buddha, and all these saints, and from the Hinduism more. And a few times, yes, you speak about Islam, but not so much. So maybe, yes, I would like to hear you about this. For you, for example, who is Prophet Muhammad for you?
He is going to be the same as Christ or Krishna or a Buddha or something. The same. I also don't speak much about Mahavira and many other, many. Not because there's anything against, but simply because it was not so much I grew up with that. But it's the same. The one you call Allah or Ishwara or Yahweh, whatever name, Just like in one country you call something water, another one you call it pani, another one you call agua, another one you call aqua, another one you call it whatever. But it's the same water. Huh? There is just one. He's here right now as well. In fact, he's the only one really here. He is not afraid if you go beyond into nothingness. He's not upset. That you go beyond every concept. He creates the mystical and the non-mystical. But nothing can touch him. He gives to each one according to their temperament and capacity. He is the inexhaustible one, uncreated.
Sri Mooji.
Hi.
I've been aware of something hiding from you. Fear, a whole bag of different fears. And at the same time, over the last few months, I've felt so many blessings and so much grace. So I just felt I had to break through that fear and
Yes.
stand up and
Yes.
be here.
This fear comes for everybody. Fear comes for everybody because, especially in this path which is so direct, where do you go? And he says, you want to find the truth, you want to meet God. Why not meet Him today? One person sent me one satsang from us, from Media, no? And he said, this satsang changed my life. No? And it came one moment I was in bed in the night and I could not sleep. I was so full of love, and full of just this joy. And I can't sleep. No? And then I felt I wanted to talk to everybody. But it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I looked, no lights, nothing is here. I thought, I wonder if I should go ring the bell. Boing, 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 boing. I think it's fire or something like that. Well, it was a fire actually. It come and but I couldn't. Then in the morning we sat and I said, actually, I was so full last night of this presence, this divine, this holy presence, want to communicate something, and but everybody's sleeping. And then I felt, okay, today, I think it was like Christmas or something. I said, I want to talk something I felt very strongly, but now I don't feel it so strongly because I wanted to tell you about Jesus. And then I realized the problem is that I want to tell you, like I felt I had to tell you about Jesus. And I said, I don't want to tell you about Jesus. How about I introduce him to you? I tell you about something means that it's not here. If I want to tell you about him, means he's not here. We talk about him. But if he's the only one here, let's talk with him. Or to him or as him. So this is what satsang is. I don't want to tell you about the truth because the truth is here and it is in your heart. So when you can come like this, mind is afraid. It's afraid because he wants time. He wants to take time. Later. We have other things to do. Later. But I said, no. Why now? Why you turn away from your present joy, hoping to experience it sometime in the future? Why turn away from the ever-present truth to have it sometime in the future? It's just here now. Your joy is here. Your peace is here. Your Lord is here in your heart. You see? So sometimes fear comes. Oh my God, I was expecting 17 steps too. And he said, no step. Oh my God, this is very shocking thing. It's too direct. So let's be direct. You say you want this to truth. I say, okay, let's look for it. I can show it to you in you. Will you be afraid if you find the truth? Truth is not the belief. It's like living spirit. It gives life to life. It takes care of life also. Your mind would like you not to believe that. But something in you was already maybe at the higher wish in you is for the truth. So though the fear comes, it has not really stopped you. He's going to try and push you. As you're coming close, you start to throw some stones in the bush, so you start to look. And so you forget where you're going. But something inside, GPS from God. He told you, don't turn left, no. Just here. Where? No, here. Okay. How much left to go? Tell me.
No, sometimes. Sometimes when you lead us into this space of presence and just perceiving, and then you ask us if the perceiver can be seen.
Yes.
And I can just see my mind doing a somersault, trying to
Yes.
You're
see. Also perceiving that.
Yeah.
Because let's look at it. You say that you're aware that you are perceiving. You're perceiving, that you're here. All is fine. There's peace. There's joy. Then I say, why didn't I just leave it like that? We're kind of cool. We're in a good place. We're enjoying. There's presence. There's peace. Why go further? Why not just leave them? Mooji. I said, no. But the perceiver, can the perceiver be perceived? Why to ask such a question, such an upsetting question? Why? What is the point? Why not leave you alone to enjoy the syrup? That which is perceiving. It is perceiving everything. Emotion, time, space, otherness. Everything shows up in front. But it itself, which is perceiving, can it be perceived? Meaning, does it have a shape like the other things you perceive? Does it have a shape? Does it have a weight or something by which we can judge and measure it? Answer.
No.
Therefore, and what knows this? What knows it doesn't have shape and size?
The one perceiving.
The one perceiving. And you are who?
One.
You are that one. Yes. So you have no shape and no size.
I don't feel sure.
That's good to see. And let's look at why you're not sure. Because this is the shape and the size. This is the shape and the size. Okay? And the mind is a certain shapes and certain sizes. Okay? So to say, but I am beyond shape would mean you are speaking as what? Not as the body. The body is there. The body is my car in some way, a biological car. This has shape, this has time, this has a birthday and death day. And mind also is kind of, we can't hold him down, he's always changing shape. But something is there that witnesses mind and body and senses and programming and conditioning and memory and intellect and imagination and actuality and facts and fiction. Something is there that watches and knows all of this. And who is this something? What is this something? You say the perceiver. I said, can the perceiver also be seen like the other things it can see? And you say no. I say, why not? Because it is beyond form. Then I ask you, who are you who is saying this? You say, I am that perceiver. So if you are that perceiver which is beyond form, we say, but I don't know it absolutely. Kind of. Because this is still here. How can I say, I am that which is beyond form when this thing is with form? You have to include that this is also a phenomenal representation. The mind also is phenomenal. Can be perceived. Senses are also phenomenal. They're also something perceivable. And subject to change. This body is always changing. Your thought patterns are changing. Emotions changing. Memory also is changing. Because many people feel, but memory is fixed because it's past. You can't change past. That's not true. Because very often the things that you press save about the past may be not accurate. And maybe later you have to review and say, actually it wasn't quite true, actually. So past also can change. If present can change, why can't past change? So something sees that realm, including the body and mind and senses and time and so on. But it is not in the same zone with them. It is this that I'm talking. It's not your body that is answering my questions. It is not just your mind that is answering the question. A deeper insight is present that will speak through the mind, with the aid of the mind maybe, with the help of the body. It can vocalize that deep response that comes from the formless. You must know you are also the invisible inside the visible. You are the formless inside the form. And that the form is subject to change, as all phenomena are subject to change. But what witnesses the change is that changing. Well, if what witnesses the change is involved with the change, then that is also phenomenal. But that which knows that is beyond phenomenon. You follow? Or? Yes, thank you. Very good. Is it intellectual? Is it merely mental thing? I want you to speak because your eyebrows seem knit together.
I feel I'm with you. Follow your words, and I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if there's some doubt that what I'm really perceiving and feeling is the same as what you're pointing.
Yeah. So for that you must contemplate, must meditate a little bit. Meaning that you must again keep checking in and say, but wait a minute, is it true that how is anything known to me? How is anything known to me? Well, I can only know something if it can be perceived. Can we say that? Yeah? I can only know something if it can be perceived and if it can be measured in some way. Because the mind is the instrument for measuring variety and change and things like this. So if I can perceive something and I can say it's subtle or it's gross or it's heavy or it's tall or it's wide or it's flat or it's changing color, it's because they can be perceived. You know? That is a straightforward thing. Then I ask you, is there anything that can escape that category? Then you say, no, everything in my world must be something I perceive. Can we agree like this? You see? But that which is perceiving all these things, even the most subtle, and maybe the most subtle, you can say is space. I can perceive space. So therefore that which perceives space must be in some way subtler than space. So, but this, okay. But that recognition of space seems to happen here, somewhere here. I can't say that which perceives space is over there. No, I say it's kind of here. And here is where I am. So I am and the perceiving, they must occupy the same space. Is it kind of easy? So it's okay. So this feeling that I exist is the place of the witnessing of things. Then I ask you, that which witnesses, can it be witnessed? And if so, by what? Does it have a shape? How will it be witnessed? Then you must conclude it cannot be witnessed because it has no form, it has no quality. To say it is blue and this one is pink, it cannot be compared. Can we see this? You know, if you can see this, you are almost at the end of your inquiry. And if you are at the end of your inquiry, actually, all your problems are solved, actually. Because you will know who has been having problems in their life. You will know who died and if they die. And who is the one who died. You will know if your birthday is really your birthday. You will know if the one who's on the passport is really you. And I'm not saying it's your auntie or something. I'm saying, is this the full deal? Is this the truth? And you will be able to answer this. How far are we away from that point?
I don't feel like I'm very far away, but I feel like there's sometimes in something about the body. Sometimes in your guided meditations, when you say you're both inside and out, sometimes I have a sensation of being contained by my physicality.
Yes, it's true. Because your physicality is where your beingness is residing. It is the address. This is your house. It means if somebody is looking for you and they see this house, you're probably likely there in this house. Okay? Okay? So this is your house. Not you. Not that you're somewhere else. Simply, this is the house. No, actually what I said in the guided meditation, what is the location of that which perceives inside and out? What is the location of that which perceives inside and out simultaneously? Where is it? And you say that yes, the body seems to, because I feel the body is tangible and that my spirit is inside this body. Yes, it is true. But also this body is inside you as consciousness.
I struggle with that.
You struggle with that. All these beings are inside your consciousness or not? The eucalyptus tree, the wind, Auric, Lisbon, Faro Airport, all these things that you see, where are they if they're not appearing inside your consciousness? But because we are so habituated to feeling that this is my location, and so, I can't fit Auric inside me. Of course not. I mean, I can't fit all these things inside me. When the strong feeling is I am the body, then you feel I am as tall as the top of my head, and about as wide as that, maybe 1 meter or something. You see, that is our natural reference, no? But as consciousness, everything appears in consciousness. Maybe you're not yet comfortable as saying that everything that's inside you as a body and everything that's inside you as consciousness. Maybe you're not used to calling yourself consciousness. And yet, without consciousness, your body cannot be perceived. Also, without your body, your consciousness cannot be perceived, actually. At least some kind of body. While we are in the state of personhood consciousness, then somehow we feel very tangible. You have a weight and size and gender and everything like this. When this body falls at some point, if you have a sense of individuality, it will take the form of some kind of body. Not this particular physical body, but some kind of body made of thought or belief. You will take shape in this one also. It will be much lighter than this one. The laws will be a bit different. And the way of perceiving will be a bit different also. It will be a lighter field. If you can conquer it here, in this heavy field, you will conquer him everywhere, on every level. This is what the life on earth is for, in my view. With all the sensual attractions and the pull of diversity and possibilities and so on, the attraction to imagination and projections and all of this knowledge, for one to find amongst this varying field an attraction for the source of them, that life is called auspicious. For a while we will share attraction for the world, for the self, for the world, for the self, for the world, for the self, for the self, for the self, for the self. And then even that attraction will go. Don't try to be convinced of that. Just keep on confirming, looking and seeing. Can there be experience? Can there be perceiving in this body without you? And what is that perceives perceiving also? Just like you know right now you're conscious. We call this consciousness waking state. This is a consciousness in waking state. You're conscious also in dream also, because you have identity there. But in deep sleep, this localized consciousness is not there. Therefore, you have no name there. You have neither husband nor wife nor belief there. And yet, we love to be in deep sleep, where nothing means anything at all, including you. And something enjoys deep sleep. I wonder what that is. Huh? We are only discovering about ourselves. We don't have to. But in a way, you don't really have choice. Because even if we choose mundane things, you cannot stop experiencing. You cannot decide, today is Sunday, I'm having a day off from experiencing. You cannot do it. As soon as the waking state or the consciousness is up, there will be experiencing. But if there arises in your heart an urge, a pull, to go to the source from where all these appearances come, including the sense of myself, it is possible. This is the good news of life. If it were not possible, that would really be bad. If it was not possible to go deeper than we presently think. Like at a certain point, doors closed. You can't go there. But everything is open to you. If your heart is open to that. Isn't that wonderful, I ask you? Yeah. And still we delay and hesitate. Mm-hmm. Waiting for the 11th hour, the 59th minute. The mind is like this somehow, the person's mind. Yeah. Waiting to see what action is left to participate in. The doors of the train is closing, and quickly jump in. This. Maybe one day, the last moment to jump in, something says, no, next train. When will that be? We don't know. In a sense, I don't like scary stories particularly, although I grew up with them, like them in that way, but I don't want to pass them on. I'm not saying this, I'm saying don't waste your time. Because whatever that may mean for you, don't waste your time. And it can only mean, don't keep imagining that the mind can give you a better time than yourself. that the mind can give you something more valuable, more true, than the discovery of your own true self. That's good. Always there'll be doubt. Some doubt is there. It's like that. Life itself is belief and doubt and desire. But don't over-respect your doubts. Good, good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we here now. 5 more. Ojo.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
I just had this.
What do you have for me? Wow, that's for me.
To paint, and this is good smell.
To paint and good smell. Muito obrigado.
I just felt I was called to come up and just to once again refresh my everything. It's just for you. I'm at your feet. I don't exist. It's wonderful actually. It's pretty beautiful and there is a lot of love.
I as what doesn't exist? You must say to them, because then you leave me with a lot of trouble. You know, if you say, I don't exist. So something must be there already to say I don't exist. Is it? So they want to understand what it means. I don't exist. As what don't you exist?
I don't exist as lots of concepts of histories and pictures of myself or how other beings feel I should be or shouldn't be or is. Like I don't exist like that.
Okay.
There is existence, there is seeing, there is pure feelings, there is a lot of love and joy. And when there are some movements which normally I wouldn't particularly like, some energies, those are seen clearly, and they take the space that they take, and then they inevitably go. So the good, so the bad, I mean everything. It's and there is this getting used, as you say, to this thing that then never makes any movements.
Yeah.
This is also I read a couple of pages of a book from Papaji. This has happened a few days ago, and he talks about bhakti. And he says that supreme devotion is actually bhakti, but not bhakti just as devotional in sense of human love, somebody loving someone else, but is a love which means non-division, unified field. And when the questioner asks, the question probes Papaji even further. Papaji says, supreme devotion can only be not allowing your mind to entertain a thought. When you don't do that, and you're simply here, that is bhakti. That is supreme devotion. And it really, something came in. It's totally, let's say, in our power, let's so to say. Anyway, I don't want to talk too much, but I just felt that that you called. I felt that you called in the heart, and that I had to stand up and also refresh also in this realm once again that I am at your feet, and I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky, just so lucky, and this is. And I don't know if you see something and you want to chop my head. It's at your feet in the wood block. It's not time to step back. All the way, as you say, just refreshing all this, just checking in with you.
Very good. Very, very good. Because we don't have to go all the way. Not everybody will feel inclination to go all the way. Sometimes people, the opportunity comes and they want to develop a certain amount of maturity in spirituality. Perhaps you want to be more intuitive, much more spontaneous in your life, be more caring, and to understand the scriptures better and so on. And to be in good company and so on. This is perfectly a natural desire. There are only very few that have this compulsion inside, this deep impulse to go all the way, meaning that whatever seems to be in the way is going to be thrown out of the way. And that's not necessarily because you're going somewhere. Simply whatever appears to create a sense of distraction is looked upon and discarded. And these beings, and nobody can describe them. Because so many different characters in the world, so many different interests, so many different identities, so much different, skills and so on in the life. And not everyone, is going to be drawn at the same time. Some people, for a while, they will have this desire. They don't want to go any further. Once one lady came to the house, and she was a psychotherapist there. And she also, after we spoke, many images came up and painful memories from childhood they came. And she came to a point where she said, I felt I was lost. I was screaming for my mother and my father. And they were far, far away. They could not help me. And I was in this field of very tall grasses. Nobody could catch me there. And now I'm feeling this child that's lost in this place. And so we looked and kept looking until she saw that the child was an image that she had cherished in some way inside the mind for a long time. It brought her kind of comfort but pain and separation. And when it was put to her that, there is a choice in this. You can also leave the child. Because she said she felt a lot of compassion for the child. I said, but the child doesn't really exist. Really, you see? It's like if I had a dream that I had 10 children and we're all hungry. And I go out hunting for food. And then I wake up in my room in London. And then I say, oh my God, I'm talking with somebody. I said, listen, I'm sorry, my children are waiting hungry back in my dreamland. And I've got to get them some food and take back there quickly before they all die. They say, you're crazy, that was a dream. In the same way, many things we see it, but now it is dream. It's not like that at all, is it? Awakening to this. But somehow she came to a place of total, she was laughing in my room and crying and laughing. Then I asked her husband, he was there, have you ever seen her like this? He said, once or twice, but when she was on drugs, but he says, neat like this? No, I've never seen her happy like that. Then I said to her, please sit down a little bit because I want to show you a bit more than this. She says, no, I don't want. Leave me here. I just want to enjoy this, to be in this. So I said, okay, no more I can do. We're like this. And then I did not see her for a few weeks. When she came again, she said, I lost some of my luster, some of my shine. It is gone a bit, but it's still there, something. And please, can you help me to get back, you see? I said, I wanted to take you to some place that you cannot come back. You won't want to come back to that. Right now you feel the place, that place, very often, is a bit precious. So you want to give up some part of it, but you want to save some part of it. It is okay. I'm not telling you, throw this away and keep this. I'm saying only see. Understand where you're looking from and who you are who is looking. That's all you need to know. And whatever you find, nature, grace, God will help you to understand that completely in your heart. Then you can do as you wish. But you must understand your true place. And that is it. So, thank you. I think it's a good time to take a break now. And let me see how many hands are up there. Oh. Okay, you come. You have come first, monsieur. Okay, yes, come, let me see what you... Hi. Very good.
I'm so grateful, so happy. Your words are like soothing balm. And so grateful. There was a lot of suffering and pain for about a year, and then I read a book, I watched a video, and then you came up on YouTube, and then every evening I just watch your videos. And I decided to come to Portugal. And
where have you come from?
Australia.
Australia. Oh, wow.
And I booked my ticket and waited till I could reserve for the Zima.
Very good.
And then after some weeks, I woke up one morning and there was this voice. There was this, said, I'm awake, I'm free.
Yes.
And I almost stopped breathing because I thought maybe it would go. But there's always this like silent vibration or hum or something. Whenever the activity or the attention drops, it's just always there. And I'm aware of it.
Say again, this is what? What is it?
It's like a silent vibration or a hum.
Yes.
And I'm aware of it.
Yes.
There's awareness of it. And for a long time I was trying to understand what it was.
Yeah.
But now I don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
And I also sat with this, is there awareness of awareness, and there, I just fell into that, there's like only a vast silence there.
Yes, because what happened? This question, can the perceiver be perceived? It cannot merely end into merely a conceptual answer. That will not do. It may sound on paper or correct or something, but it must lead to some revelation. You see, it's not the usual question and answer whereby you ask a question and then you have an answer and you say, thank you very much, okay, I'm happy and I go. No, this question, you see, is a subjective question. All questions, they're objective questions. They're about some object, something that you're looking, some phenomenal relationship, and you want to find out something about that. But the question, can the perceiver be perceived? Or who am I who is perceiving all this? This is subjective question. And intellectual, conceptual answer will not satisfy you. As the attention turns away from the phenomena that is seemingly out and reverses back towards its own source, then something is taking place that no one can describe. See, you are transported into that source itself. It's not that you survive with an answer. It's not that you survive with an answer. I got the answer. No. This is why I say the one who begins, the one who starts the inquiry will not finish the inquiry. They will be finished by the inquiry. You see? What it means? This fluctuation of this me, it gets absorbed again in the source. You see? Now, what does it mean? It does not mean I'm not able to function in life. I'm just all source or something. No? You are that. But you have fulfilled your potential in this life for me. Because you can still move, the body is still there, you have relationships with people, but it's quite different. It's a different center. And not the center is not the person. The center is the self. And it is very different. You see? There's more space, more wisdom. Not even want to say more. It's not more. Just wisdom, space, more broad is your field of compassion. You don't have to be studying people. Don't study people. You love them, but not naively. Not like, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Not this. But that love is very, very mature in many respects. And it has so vast is its expressions to suit the needs of the moment. But you don't care about it. You somehow, you're here.
And I'm open to anything being revealed in this time that I'm here.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to lay at your feet. Yeah. The night before this happened, I went to the kirtan. I was invited. Yeah. And there was a chant that really touched me. Yeah. It was about Durga.
Durga, yes.
And the next day, this came, was like, your name is Durga Devi. And I didn't know what Durga was, so I looked it up and and it came every day, and I thought, it was like, I got very tired of it, and I didn't want to own it because I know the mind has many tricks. And it only stopped when I said that I would lay it at your feet.
And this name is in your heart? Okay. It's a very powerful name. Very good one. So, you are around, no? Where are you staying?
I'm staying at Bhavan.
Okay.
I'm around for 3 weeks.
Okay. We will meet. And you're coming here, no? You're coming here in the days?
Yes, whenever possible.
Okay, good. We will talk about it. So wonderful. My heart is happy. This meeting is so wonderful. So wonderful. I love you too. Very good. Very good. Okay. Okay. You come now. Okay. Very good. That's it.
You are my master, so truly, so fully, that I don't have words for that. There was a time when I trusted you so fully, more than to my mind. And I trust you now also. But now I have eyes of myself to see that everything that you speak about is truth.
Yes. And you have to somehow confirm it within your own heart, isn't it? Belief is good, great even. But to confirm through your own experience, this is unchallengeable, in fact. I don't want to say absolutely unchallengeable, because we grow through exchange. When we talk, sometimes something becomes more refined and more deep, more resolved in some way, beyond our expectations. So let's keep it open like that. But to see and to be satisfied in your own heart that something inside can confirm this also for yourself. This is very good.
I must confess that you are the love of my life. I feel this pull towards you all the time. I wake up with a picture of you in my head, in my mind. And I go to sleep with the same picture. There was a time where there were no 5 minutes in my life without remembering your pointings.
Yes. I know that memory. It will burn everything. I know that memory and that love that burns everything.
On the level of body-mind, there is some refinement going on. But I have an authority to say that it's not happening to me.
It's not that?
It's not happening to me.
Yes. As long as body is there, consciousness is here, life force is here, then some refinement, some maturing must go on in the dynamic being. You see? But at the same time, that refinement is taking place against a background of unchanging awareness. It is a mystery, a paradox. But inside it you know. It is like that. It is like unfathomable, inexhaustible, you see. This deepening, this recognition, this love, widening, deepening, fulfilling its own self. And it's not about doership, it's not about doing, how much I do. No, it isn't that. A surrendering, maybe. A falling in loveness with that which is inseparable. So at a certain point, actually, you come to, it's like your mind is exploding in paradoxes, you know. The usual way of looking will not do. It turns in on itself in some way. Because it wants to, this mind that turns upon itself, it wants now to go back to emptiness, you see. It says, I've done enough now. Now I'm taking rest in my own source, you see, it's doing like that. Yeah.
I'm staying 40 kilometers from Monte Sahaja. If you will allow me, I'd like to visit you more often.
Yes. We will. That's certainly okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I don't have any specific thing to say. I want to present myself.
Yes.
I don't know if it was shyness or... I don't know if it was shyness or...
It is good. It is good. Sometimes this is all it takes, you know. Not impressive prayers or anything like this. Just a raising of a hand, a standing up for yourself, already has changed something. It has begun some kind of reorientation of the functioning of the mind in a new way. Just a step, you see, like this. Not necessarily that you have to declare in any sort of verbal way. Just a twist of consciousness, and already things are flowing in a new way. So I know this presenting oneself. This is very. It need not be accompanied by some verbal declaration or something. Just your coming is good. Because in the beginning also of this change that took place in my life, for very, very many, in fact, for 3 years or so, I didn't speak with anybody living in my town. You see, I was a painter, making paintings and so on, and I had many friends not friends but friends that we talk and we work together and so. But when this opening came, it was not in my heart, this inclination to meet with lots of people, and I sat for a very, very long time on my own, which was something also not so much I was accustomed to doing that. But the urge suddenly came there. And for a very long time I did not speak with anyone. I even asked, sometimes I say, in those days, I wanted to meet someone like how I am with you now. I wanted to meet someone like me, to sit and talk and to ask questions, but it wasn't showing up. Instead, I was just meeting some brief encounters on the bus, in the market, and so on. But these encounters were so potent, they were so powerful, that just a small encounter, and I would be completely, had to go to bed for 2 days and stuff. I was so drained by the impact of these exchanges with people, you see. So I know what this gesture that comes from the heart, how powerful it can be. So I don't know if this is what you mean, that you come, you feel something come forth. Yes, I just come, I don't have a formulated question, but it is okay. One step it takes to be on the plane or off the plane. And once you're on, you can put your things down. You don't have to be wearing your rucksack in the plane. You can put them down now. It is powerful like that. Then you don't have to ask life, what is for lunch? What is for dinner? You're like a baby in the lap of God, in the arms of God. The baby doesn't ask, Mom, what's for lunch? You just eat, then you sleep. Cry. Laugh. Eat. Sleep. Poo. The greatest life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. So here's what we will do. We are going to take a break. And I saw a few hands that I would like to respond to your questions or whatever. But maybe we can do in the second part of Satsang, where I have a chance to look at some of the letters that come. We have this nice time for me also to read the letters. I have not had a chance to do them until now. And so we can take a little break and have some chai, and those of you who need to leave, you can leave, and those who would like to stay, you're very welcome to stay. And we'll take like a 15-minute break or something. Does that feel good for everybody? Okay. Okay, thank you, thank you. I think we're going to have a bit of music though, as well, before we go.
Hari Sundara, Hari Sundara, Hari Sundara, Hari Sundara, Hari Sundar Nanda Mukunda, Krishna Narayan Hari Om, Hari Sundar Nanda Mukunda, Krishna Narayan Hari Om. Can I say something? Actually, in my heart, something is going on. When Guruji said Satguru alone is exist, and then just it's very simple. Everyone can sing. I have to do. It's mean just alone. He is exist. I don't know. You guys can follow, but I'm going to follow this one. Sorry.
Everyone can join in on Satguru hai.
It's just a Satguru hai. He is only one. Is exist. Sorry. Everyone, please come sing. Satguru hai, 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 Satguru hai. कह यारी ऐसे मन लावे कह यारी ऐसे मन लावे कह यारी कब चात्रिक स्वती जल पावे कब चात्रिक स्वती जल पावे हाँ सतगुरु है 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 जैसे चकोर चंद के पासा जैसे चकोर चंद के पासा नीचे है धरती बसे आकाशा नीचे है धरती बसे आकाशा सतगुरु 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 है 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 कछ दृष्टि पे ध्यान लगावे कछ दृष्टि पे ध्यान लगावे पल में ही तो वृंद होई जावे पल में ही तो वृंद होई जावे हाँ सतगुरु है 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 दूर ते दूर ऊंच ते ऊंचा दूर ते दूर ऊंच ते ऊंचा बाट न घाट गली नहीं गुचा बाट न घाट गली नहीं गुचा सतगुरु सतगुरु है 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 Thank you.
Om Shri Satguru Ramana ki, Papa Ji ki, Shri Buddha ki, Shri Christ ki, Shri Krishna ki, Shri Anandamayi Ma ki, Shri Yogiram Surat Kumar ki, Shri Mahadev ki, Shri Ram ki, Shri Bankai ki, Shri Ganga ki, Arunachala ki, Namah Shivaya.
Whatever is here is all for you. Everything. I don't know, I can't even, might be able to say, but I am all yours. Thank you. I'm feeling so happy I follow this.
I'm yours too.
So as you have heard, you are invited to chai and cookies down in Little Jamaica. To get there, you just walk the hill that you came up, past the triangle, and you see a sign there, also Little Jamaica. When it's time to come back for the second segment of Satsang, we will ring a bell. And during this break, please move in silence to honor what you're discovering here. Thank you very much.